they're my family. They're like my bonus parents. That we've seen anywhere from 1,000 to 1,200 tala a month.
How is it financially living in Samoa? It's difficult. Things that would come up from the ground and just boom, it's in your backyard.
I don't know about y'all, but have you ever made $1 an hour? Maybe your granddaddy has. Like 2 days later, she texted me and asked if I can come in for an interview, and I was like, yes. We're learning to budget. We're looking right at this. We get asked for money, food, clothes, etc. from family, neighbors, or strangers. That's a good one. When I hear people talking crap in Samoa, that's my secret weapon. Because I understand. Why entertain the thought of responding to them?
The hardest part is just being away from all our family and friends. It's not food for less, it's cost you less.
Yeah, but it costs you more. Change locations again. No new snacks or any food because we're full, but we're now here at Thusly School waiting for her to get out. She'll get out in the next like 40 minutes. So on to our next set of questions. It's more about finances here in Samoa and housing. So first question, how did we find our house? Do you guys plan to get your own place?
Well, it's not our house. We stay with our family in Laulii, so it's their house, and we're so grateful that they're able to take us in and stay with them. But our family in Laulii is Trisha's cousin's wife. It's her parents' house.
So
and they still live here in Samoa.
We're very grateful. They took us in. Yeah. And they're my family. For a while now, we kind of skirted around how to describe them. They're my family. They're like my bonus parents. They've been great aunties and uncles, and they've never switched up on us. So huge shout out to our Evo family. We love you guys. Oh, we forgot. Are we planning to get our own place? We've talked about it. At this time, no. We'd love to, but we're very blessed.
Rent is expensive out here, guys.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to it.
Yeah. What's different about looking for a house here in Samoa rather than the U.S., and what is rent like in Samoa? Okay, like Ola was saying, rent is expensive, extremely expensive, because the minimum wage or the going pay rate compared to the cost of living, to me, does not add up at all.
It's not balanced at all.
So it's extremely expensive. Now, if you're coming from out of country, like you got a contract to work here, and if you worked in accommodations into that, it's a little different. Some of the houses we've seen on Facebook, which is like the main published form of communication here in Samoa, is Facebook. So if people post things on like markets, like rent or places that are for sale, that's where you can find it, but they're extremely expensive. Something that we're looking for, if we were to be looking, is like a 1-bedroom, at most a 2-bedroom, because it's just us and baby. We don't need a lot of space. That we've seen anywhere from 1,000 to 1,200 tala a month, and that's not including utilities, which here you pay for cash power. Cash power is prepaid electricity. So, and then some
villages you have to pay water.
Yeah, it's not free.
It's not free. Like the water where we live is free.
Yeah, we pay cash power.
The only thing we pay is cash power, but
and we don't pay rent.
Yeah.
So our family is very kind in that way. They've never charged us once. They've never asked us for money or anything. We do our part. We help out around the house in terms of shopping and electricity, because they never use that much electricity. They're very conservative. They know how to stretch their money. They know how to live within their means, whereas us Americans came in and we got a TV, a refrigerator, and AC unit. We run it regularly, so we keep up with that. That's a bill for us. We're okay with it. We pay for that conveniency, that lifestyle that we wanted to keep. So what's different about looking for a house here in Samoa rather than the US? It's difficult. You look on the market, if you find one, which is sporadic, you can see one only once or twice a year. A lot of it is word of mouth, just reaching out to people, networking, and asking, hey, do you guys know of anybody renting out a house, a studio, something, you know? And depending on where, it's not like a centralized location. Some of these places are far from town, and some of these places are in town, but you just have to kind of find them. There are Airbnb places out here I've seen on Airbnb's websites, but some of them are expensive, and I don't know if the amount that's shown on that website is in Samoan tala or in US tala or Australian, New Zealand. You never know until you really figure it out. So it's not as convenient as back in the States. You can go on multiple websites and listings and see rent.
Craigslist,
yeah,
Zillow.
Yeah, there's so many. You can find it easier. There's a lot of convenience, and you can pinpoint exactly where you want to stay. For instance, if you want to look for housing in LA, there's a lot of little cities in LA, towns. You can search that specific city and find 500 places or listings. Here, it's not like that. You have to, decipher things. Okay, next question. Are lands communally owned? Are you required to pay rent, utilities? So, kind of answered in the last one, but the first part of this question, are lands communally owned? That I'm not too sure of. Now, I do know for the land that our family's house is on in Loli'i is their land. That's their family land. And so they built their home on their land. And our neighbors surrounding the home is our family member, the dad. It's his extended family. I don't know how extended or which side from his, but those are all his family members. And when it comes to building things on land, one thing I heard them talk about a while ago is one of the other families wanted to build a fence. And it's not something you can just up and decide to do. You have to talk to the rest of the family, because now you're running into territorial, or this is my part of the land, well, I have stuff growing there. So it gets a little complicated. I know I have family land in Savaii. Realistically, am I going to go there and live on those lands? No, I am not. I am very much a city person. And so ancestral lands, I believe, is what's more commonly known here. Now, this question came from somebody who lives in American Samoa, where they said lands are communally owned there. So honestly, I don't know. I know of ancestral lands, your family lands, what you own. Now, if there's people in the States, I've always heard this since I was growing up, oh, we have land, we should go build on it. Realistically, does it always happen? No. The families that do, that's awesome that you guys get through it, but I'm pretty sure they've got to go through so much red tape, because you have to take into consideration the families who've been living on these lands all this time you've been overseas. You have to take into consideration that's all they know. And then you coming in and trying to take over things like, oh, this is mine. Just be considerate. A
lot of problems.
Yeah. And Polynesians are prideful people, and everyone wants to be right. So just be aware of that.
I have a lot of land out here, so
this land is your land. Oh my gosh, sorry guys. I mean, to the best of our knowledge, that's what we know. But what do we know? How is it financially living in Samoa? The lifestyle, the culture, employment, giving up a lot of things in the USA that is not normal in Samoa. How is that? And how has it impacted us?
That's a good question.
Okay.
But financially, the first part, how is it financially living in Samoa? It's difficult. Like we said, the rate that people get paid out here, it's okay if you don't have to pay rent, but you still have other little things like cash power. You don't know if some people have to pay for water, and then you don't know how much it costs. So financially, food is expensive out here. That's for one. You can buy 1 kilo of lamb and it costs you almost $80.
Which is a rarity. Most families don't buy that
buy those kind of foods because it's so expensive. A lot of people grow things on their land, like, you know, cabbage, bok choy, green beans, tomatoes, cucumbers, and then just things that are naturally grown, or how do you say it? Like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
Sure.
That
things that grow wild.
Things that was come up from the ground and just boom, it's in your backyard. I mean, like where we live, the backyard's got a apiu tree. I don't know what that is in English.
No idea what that fruit
Maybe
is in
it's
English.
called apiu rings or something like that.
Apples.
So there's a apiu tree. We have tons of pineapples.
If you know
We
what
have,
apio is, comment it in the comment section. Sorry.
Yeah, comment in the section
Of the comments.
of the comments and tell us what it is in English, because I don't know what it is. We have lychee trees. We have popo trees, coconut trees, bananas.
We have a mango tree, but it's old, so it doesn't have any offsprings.
Yeah. So, I mean, financially, I guess it depends on the lifestyle that you
Are accustomed to or want to live.
want to live. Yeah.
So,
because some people can stretch $2
an hour
an hour.
for a week or two. Okay, realistically, for me and Ola, like I said, we had savings before we came, and it's a mango.
Smells good.
Drop a mango in the comment section if you've made it this far. Financially, it's difficult. If you have a government job, I guess you get paid more. And just for reference, minimum wage, which I think was the next question after that one, is either $3 or $3.50. Either way, that's horrible,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
It does not balance.
$3.50 is about $1.20 US. I don't know about y'all, but have you ever made $1 an hour? Maybe your granddaddy has, or your great
Or
granddaddy.
maybe in prison.
Well, I think prisons make more or less than that, but it's extremely hard
Yeah.
to, like Ola said, some people can manage. That's all they know, and that's all, you know, and they're grateful for it. And that's awesome. That's awesome for those who can budget that amount. We, unfortunately, cannot. Gratefully, I don't have a job that pays that. I'm grateful for what I make, but $3.50 is about the minimum wage. Now, if you think about it, most of the salaries when we were looking for jobs at the beginning, it was about anywhere from 12,000 tala to the highest I seen was 18,000 tala annually. The math came out for the 12 tala, it's about $3 an hour or so, and for the 18 is about $5-6, and that's pretty good. Now there are people who we've heard their hourly rate and it's impeccable. Like they're making anywhere from 40, 50, 80 tala. They're in higher positions at whatever jobs they, if you can find a job like that, or if you have schooling and something that, you know, Samoa is very big on that, your curriculum, what you've gone to school for and whatnot. So you can make some decent money, but you have to remember not a lot of people, that's probably only like 10-15% of this country who makes that kind of money. I'm just getting it all over me.
Why did you open it?
Because I wanted some. Whereas the majority of the population that does have a job are making that minimum wage, anywhere from $3.50 to $5.50 tala. When Ola started his job, since he's no longer there, we can talk about this, but he got paid $5.50, and we thought that was awesome compared to the $3.50 we were planning on.
That averages out to about $225
A week?
a week.
Yeah, 225 tala a week. So financially, it's difficult. The lifestyle, most people here grow their own foods. They try to sell their goods. They're in the markets, on the stands, and in front of their homes, sell it to the stores, things like that. Most people are used to this lifestyle. For us, it is culture shock, and it's not our favorite. The culture has changed.
A lot.
It's crazy. The other day, our bishop was telling us.
We don't want to talk too much about the culture because we don't want people to be like,
offended. Everybody has their own opinion and they're entitled to it. We
what
get
do you
that.
know about our culture?
Ola doesn't want to piss anybody off, and
Because don't come for me, bro. Because I come back. I come back stronger.
our opinion is things have changed.
There's a lot of things
that
have changed in this culture.
Yeah.
Some of the smallest things that we look at.
Values have changed. Viewpoints have changed.
Yeah,
it's gotten watered down, and it happens. Modern times come along and things become less sacred and more normalized and streamlined, and it's okay if you're okay with that. It does no skin off our nose, you know. To each its own. But our culture is not the same. Not from what we grew up. We always talk about this. One of the biggest things was respect. We were always taught the word fa'aloalo, respect. We do not see it being practiced as much. We do not see the respect in society for elderly people, for
people in
general. Yeah. People are rude. Everyone is looking for a handout. Everyone is gimme, entitled and rude. It's really hard. It's really hard when you're trying to be a happy, genuine person and kind to everybody, and everybody's like, ew. It's just like, I don't see it. Rare. We do see it from other people, you know, but it is very rare. People.
The saddest part about that, right, is this. They do it to our own people. But say somebody comes.
It's not ready.
Say a Palangi comes to Samoa. They're treated with so much like happiness, like they're so happy to
they're greet
them and everything.
But it's because they have a hidden agenda.
But us who are Samoans come here, but because we're from America, they look at us different.
Yeah, they treat us different. And I think we have another question.
We have a lot of friends, you know, that are from America as well, who told us the same thing.
From like, Samoa, who live in America.
Yeah. Or have lived here now, you know what I mean? Who are from America.
Yeah.
The culture is different.
Yeah.
And it's sad that it's in our own country, or in the country of Samoa. Growing up Samoan in America is way different than growing up Samoan in Samoa.
Yes. And I'm not talking just the language. I get it. A lot of people go to America, you lose your language or you don't use it as often because it's primarily an English-speaking country. And I know that's not the main. I think Spanish is spoken more. Anyway.
But here, you talk to somebody in Samoan and then they talk to you in English.
Because of.
And then you talk to them back in English and then they talk to you in Samoan. So it's like, pick a language that you want to speak.
It's just a lot.
There's a lot of things. I can go on and on about the culture, but that's the thing. I don't need somebody to come back and be like, oh, what do you know about this? Oh, how would you know? You've only lived in Samoa for 8 months and all this. You know what I mean? I don't
not
need
that
all that.
Anyone has. We're just trying to avoid that. That's not what our channel is about.
Yeah, that's not what we're about. We're answering questions on our opinions.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So if you want to ask other people their opinions, we're all going to have our own opinions. And this is our opinion on this question about culture.
And this is my mango. It's not that
That's not ready. You can easily tell it's not ready.
But I'm still going to eat it because I worked so hard on it. All right.
But employment is the next part. I mean, I think there's a lot of employment here. You just have to go out and look for it. You just got to accept what they're willing to pay you.
Yeah.
That's the hardest part, is accepting the pay that's going to come with the employment.
I feel bad for anybody in the labor industry here. Construction.
Yeah, because you're not paying me 3 tala or 3 tala 50 cents.
Or 5 tala 50
to be
cents.
out in this heat, sweeping up trash, digging holes, digging trenches, cutting trees, cutting grass. No.
It's unheard of.
Yeah.
I get it. It's what the country can provide. But oh my gosh, we feel so bad. Half the time they don't have proper safety equipments on, hard hats.
Yeah, like
steel toe shoes, and they're okay with it because they're used to it.
They're cutting grass with slippers on.
With a shirt wrapped around their slipper to cover their little toes, like the shirt is going to protect it.
Yeah. There's just a lot of things.
Yeah. Things that we're not accustomed to that we wish
there's a better way to
compensate these people.
These people, yeah, who work in this heat, especially the heat. You know, give them the proper equipment, the proper PPE that they need to do their job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
and compensate them well, because they're away from their family 10, 12 hours, and their pay isn't even enough to buy groceries and take care of all their financial needs for a whole week. Anyways, how has it impacted us? As you can see, it's impacted us a lot. One thing I've noticed, I used to be super friendly when I came here, waved at everyone, smiled at everyone, because I'm genuinely and naturally a happy person.
Trish is a nice person.
Yeah.
She's very happy all the time, you know, she loves to smile at people, but being here,
it's how I would treat myself.
It went out the window.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, you get tired of smiling at people and they just give you this
dirtiest look.
Stinky look,
or they're misled by my smile thinking that that's me flirting with them, and they're like, oh hey, and I'm like, oh no. No bro. That's not what that smile meant. Sometimes the women would look at me like, oh, she thinks she's all that. Like, sis, come on now. Nobody thinks that but you. So that has impacted me greatly.
A lot of things.
And Ola has it's heightened even more his sense of security, like protecting us, and just how people react to us. And I'm oblivious to this. In public, I try not to care what anybody thinks of me. I'm gonna be me. If you don't like it, that's your fault. That's your issue, not mine. And so always like, hey, be careful. Hey, you know, those ladies don't like what you're doing. Like, she gonna have to get over it, because I'm gonna film myself. I'm gonna film my child. You don't know what I had to overcome mentally to get to this point to film myself in public. So because I'm not comfortable with it, I'm sorry if it doesn't make you, I'll be respectful. I'm not going to film in front of you or film you, but it's like things like that. People are just in awe that you're different. And to us, it's like, you guys are different. But I'm not over here like, ew, different. No, it's like, I respect it. That's you. Anyways, it's just that line. Is it enough to pay for your essentials? No. I'm learning now to budget my income. And if you don't know, Dad's a stay-at-home dad, which we love. Woo woo. I have to say he's a way better stay-at-home parent than I am, because I was losing my ish.
Too fast.
Mentally. Dad is very patient. Dad is great. And he has a very hard job, so no negative comments about that, please.
But I love it.
Yeah, he's a great dad. Me trying to budget our finances with our income at first was extremely difficult. It's gotten a little bit easier. I'm super grateful for my job. I guess I can answer that now. I work for Samoa Tours, and I love it. I was extremely lucky and blessed to get my job, because how I found out about it was my first primary activity that I took baby to. I met V. Shout out to V, sis, if you ever see this. We love you guys.
V public pool.
We got to talking, and I mentioned that I'm looking for work, and that was what we're up to. And she was all like, well, you know, I work for this company, and we just got to talking, and I was like, can I send you my resume? And boom, I sent it to her right then and there. Not even like 2 days later, she texted me and asked if I can come in for an interview, and I was like, yes. Went to the interview, got the job on this, not on the spot. The next day she texted me when I could start, and I started the day after Samoa's Father's Day, which is in August, which is different from the US. So I'll always remember that, because I'm extremely grateful for how I came upon this opportunity. I'm not going to talk about pay, because that's just the common sense thing to, yeah. Here, everybody wants to know your pay.
Because if you ask what our pay is, I'm going to ask how much you get paid. Okay? So don't ask about pay. We are grateful.
We're grateful, yes. Does it cover all our essentials in the lifestyle we live? No, but that's one thing we're learning to do. We're learning to budget. He doesn't want to learn.
I wish they taught us that when we were younger.
Yeah,
I wish they taught us that in school. Like, they teach us on math and all this. No, they should have said, this is how much you're making in 1 week, 2 weeks. This is how much your bills are going to be. You know what I mean? It would have been helpful.
Yeah.
Because now I hate it. But
we're okay.
I'm going to suck it up until I get back to America where we make some real money.
It's expensive. Groceries are our biggest expense.
Yeah, groceries are expensive out here, guys.
Because I don't know about y'all, but I can't drink cocoa and eat galo all day, every day, which is what most families do. And kudos to them. They're used to it. They're okay with it, but we cannot live that way. I try to keep a well-stocked pantry at home so that if in the event we don't have a job or we don't have money, at least we have food at home, you know?
Cereal, here we come.
And then cash power. You guys see, if you haven't, check out our other videos with our shopping and all that good jazz. My sister will put somewhere. We pay for cash power. 100 tala gets us about 14 days, so about 200 a month in cash power, and that powers the entire house. All the lights, powers our AC.
I guess
TV.
Those are other things that we haven't talked about, huh? Like how it impacted us. Like, we pay one bill in America and it covers your whole month.
Yeah.
But you come here, you pay things like cash power,
or
and when it
credit
runs
for
out,
your phone.
it runs out.
Yeah, and it can run out at any time. So if you don't keep up with it or forget, you're gonna be powerless. And at which time it runs out is critical. Because if it runs out at night, there's only one spot that we just found out about that's 24/7. Had we not known that, we would have been just without power until the next morning. And if it was on Sunday, good luck. You ain't getting power till Sunday night or Monday. So little things like that.
We're learning to adjust.
Yeah.
Well, we had to learn to adjust fast to it.
Yeah.
Because we're not used to things like that. We're used to paying electricity bill. It covers your whole month until the next month you pay it again. Your phone bill, same way. Unlimited data, unlimited talks, text, call wherever you want. But here, you get 13 tala plan for 9 or 7 days. Like, some people don't even last the 7 days.
Yeah.
I know I don't last the 7 days.
Because you're paying for gigabytes. If you didn't know, you get unlimited in America if you have that plan.
Yeah.
Not everybody can afford it. We're not saying that.
It's just little things like that we had to learn to adjust.
Yeah. Learn how much data you use. I get more because I upload our videos, which take a lot of gigabytes to upload. Especially this video is going to cost me probably $26 to upload by itself. So learning those little quirks about Samoa was hard. No one talks about it. No one teaches it. So hopefully, if anything, this is educational for you guys.
Yeah, so if you plan on moving to Samoa or plan on doing an adoption and you have to live in Samoa, save up a lot of money, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Save up a lot of money so you can at least enjoy your first few months out here
comfortably
and
slowly adjust to Samoan life.
Yeah,
that's what we're doing. We're comfortable, but yeah, we splurged, but we got most of our main essentials. We bought a car. There's no leasing unless there are a few places, but it's not like in America where you have like a 5-year lease on a car.
So much percent down.
Yeah,
here
you buy it straight up, either a private buyer private seller or whatever, or you go to a car dealership, thank you, and buy it straight up. And I mean, our car was pretty cheap for us, but the minivan, we love it. We're comfortable in it. But if you want a nice car like those trucks and stuff, you're looking upwards of 30,000-40,000 tala,
or even more.
Yeah. And then
you're looking at the new Ford trucks, they're over $100,000.
Yeah.
In Samoan tala.
So be realistic about that. For those of you who want to import your cars, bring your cars over from the state,
you have to pay 30%
of the value of your vehicle.
Oh, the value of the vehicle. We just learned that.
Yeah.
So it's a
And
good thing we didn't bring our truck.
Yeah. Well,
woo!
You have to own it too, which we didn't own our truck.
Yeah,
So just those little things you got to know before you come. And it's not readily available. That was one thing. So hopefully these videos help inform you guys. We'll get more into those, but to summarize this whole segment of finances, Samoa is not cheap. Samoa is not easy. It has its advantages, but you have to be aware of what you're getting yourself into. Financially being here, whatever lifestyle that you would like to live, be realistic if you can make that actually happen with what you're going to make out here. So just look into those things, know all those things in advance. So we're gonna finish I'm gonna finish my mango, and then we got 10 minutes and we're gonna go get baby. And then we'll go to lunch at Manai's because that's our favorite, and then hopefully finish up the segment of our Q&As. We hope you guys have been enjoying it. Sorry it's so long, there's so many things, so many great questions. So we'll see you guys in a bit. Hi baby. You ready? How was school? Oh my God. It was so good, Manuia. Our favorite, Mamoy and Oka. Dad's already eating. My camera crew finally arrived. Oka is raw fish and coconut cream, coconut milk with veggies, cucumbers, tomatoes, and onions. Really yummy. And me and Ola are having Mamoy, lamb flaps to be exact. Also some.
Our YouTube channel.
We also have some taro and rice. Can I show them your Oka? Is it yummy? See all the veggies in there. And not you rushing me and me listening. She said hurry up, she wants to eat. Huh? Oh, you're welcome, baby. Anyways, we're gonna eat our lunch. Hopefully you guys enjoy. So good. Asuelo is here. We're looking right at him. Sorry, I don't want to interrupt. I don't know how to describe their sauce. It's not like a teriyaki.
Oh. Yep.
Oh.
Like you always say to it. Why would my you talk? My Spanish food, you always talk. You okay? Right off. Yeah,
that was awesome. Anyways, this sausage bone. Fall off the bone. Just so tender. Love it. Alright guys, welcome back. We just had lunch at Manai's. Baby wanted to show you her balloon. Show, babe. Now we're on our drive home from town to Lali'i, so somebody, these two, can take a happy nappy. So let's continue on with our questions here. What is the hardest part of living in Samoa, and what do you miss the most from the States?
I think we've talked about it before. The main thing we miss the most is the conveniency.
Yep. Samoa is not full of conveniences, so we miss that. And on top of everything else, our family and our friends we miss the most. Do we get asked for money, food, clothes, etc. from family, neighbors, or strangers? That's a good one. Yes, that question is yes. It's well known in the community, in the Polynesian community.
Around the world.
People ask for money all the time, regardless of status or relationship to you. Our family at home, we've told you guys, they never ask us for anything. And we're extremely grateful, extremely rare people. We are blessed to have them in our lives, and we're extremely grateful to them. We have had encounters of neighbors asking for things, and our family's really good at taking care of that, so it's a rarity. It only happened a few times and it has stopped. Clothes, not so much people ask for. They do ask for food. At times people will come over and ask for some oil to cook their food, or if we have any. They save chicken bones and chicken skins to fry up to eat as a snack or as a main dinner meal sometimes. So they'll ask for those things sometimes, or ramen noodles or something for them to have if they're low on food. But we're okay with sharing when we can, you know, and of course when we have, you never want people to go without. So strangers are more common. Lots of beggars here, especially in town area, that will ask for something, and if
when you don't want to buy something.
Yeah. So the street vendors or kids that are selling stuff around McDonald's and town areas, they'll try to sell you those rough body loofahs to wash your body, Q-tips, hair clips, matches, combs, brushes, all random little things. They buy in bulk and they scatter these kids or people around, and they basically try to sell it, but their main goal is to beg and hopefully get things for free. So when we were first here, we did give into it a lot, and now that we're here living full time, we don't give into that as much, you know. We do feel bad, and if we need stuff, we'll buy it, but yeah, we try to limit that because it's not realistic giving into it all the time. They get the tourists a lot. Just this morning, Ola seen a couple give this lady who was sitting in the front of Tanoa's store in town. She's just sitting there, putting her hands out and asking for money. Part of me felt heartless because I just walked by, but I guess the couple behind me, they look like they're from overseas. They gave them American money. So when you can give, that's awesome, give. But if you can't, realistically, you just can't. How has it been adjusting to living in Samoa? Has any family been here to visit?
Wow.
Sorry, we're driving. And it just...
Open the stand up.
Bruh, there is no room with my feet for it to stay.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, that's
Wow.
amazing.
It's amazing what happens when you listen.
Wow.
I hate admitting defeat. Okay. Shut up. How has it been adjusting to living in Samoa? Has any family been here to visit us? No.
No, we haven't had any visitors.
That's okay.
It's expensive, guys. Not everybody can afford to go back and forth to Samoa. You know what I mean?
Not like New Zealand and Australia. We see tons of people coming back and forth from there, which is awesome. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people migrate there because of how close it is, and it's a little bit cheaper. It's still not cheap.
One thing that is nice though is meeting our subscribers
yes,
that come to Samoa. Like, we've met a good amount.
yeah.
You know,
We can always tell the difference though between our subscribers. The subscribers who watch from overseas come up and introduce themselves.
Yes.
So thank you. Our
But the
subscribers
here, they just look at you.
Or they ask for baby. They're like, where's Thessaly? And I'm like, I'm sorry, have we met? And they're like, oh, I watch you guys. Huge fan of Thessaly. I was like, oh, well, it's very nice to meet you, you know?
That just literally happened today at ENT's.
She was super sweet.
She was nice though.
Yeah, she was just like, where's Thessaly? We're like, how do you know our child? Not knowing we share our lives on the internet. But anyways,
But yeah,
that's how we can tell.
The ones that come from overseas, we're so grateful to meet you guys. And
Yes.
we're grateful to
Any
everybody
fans.
who's and everybody around the world who's been subscribing to our channel.
Do we have?
Because it makes it feel like, you know,
we're not alone.
We're being visited.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how I take it. Like, we have no immediate family here.
Or close friends.
Close friends. So when we get to meet our subscribers who've been a part of our life since this YouTube channel,
it makes us very special.
Makes it feel good.
Yeah. It's a special moment for us. Huge shout out to everyone we've met. I'm so sorry, we're horrible with names. We met one, he's from Alaska, and we met him at McDonald's. Is his name Tino?
What is his name?
But his daughter is a subscriber. Crystal Lynn, me and her were in the comments on another video. Huge shout out to your dad. He's from Falifa, which is a few villages past Loli'i. He was so cool. Like, he met Ola first because me and baby went to the bathroom. Share your story.
No, I mean, it was just nice to meet him, because a lot of the times it's like me and Thessaly always meet the subscribers, because mom's at work a lot of the times. So that one was nice because he got to meet all three of us. You know, the only other person who got to meet all three of us is Dennis and Tasha.
Yeah, Dennis and Tasha.
And John from Sabs.
Yeah.
So, like, there's only a few people who get to meet all three of us together and take pictures with us, but
especially that one.
Yeah, for the most part, it's always me and Thessaly. So it's always nice to meet new faces, new friends.
Yeah, so thank you guys. All right, were we already familiar with the area before moving here?
Not a single clue, guys.
Nope, we weren't. We both speak and understand Samoan, so that helps. But we've never been to this side of the island. This is Ola's first time ever being here, living here. I've been here in 2019, but it's my first time living here. So no, we weren't familiar at all. Since we've moved here, have we experienced being out of place, put in place, subjugated, mildly discriminated for being a young couple from America? If so, what was our response? This is a great question. When I first read it, I was like, I can't wait to answer it. First off, Ola is stereotyped as a deportee. People think Ola has been deported to this country, and he's dragged his family along with him. So, you know, it's not funny in any sense. I'm sorry that I'm laughing about it, because there's actually people who've gone through that.
And
we're extremely, you know,
friends with some of the people who have been through it. So, and
it's hard for them to be.
Oh, I thought
You're so dumb. You honked at the wrong moment, but he's like, hey. Sorry, side note. But anyways, that's the thing. Ola's stereotyped as a deportee, and we're stuck out here. That's the mind frame people treat us as. And because of how he looks and dresses, they think, oh, they call us tough. Yeah, that translates to kids from outside, from overseas. So they look at him like, oh, he thinks he's a tough guy. He's pretty tough. But he doesn't walk around. Ola has, what's that thing? RBF. He just looks mad all the time. It's his natural look. It's rare to see Ola smiling. We've never been put in place. Nobody has ever done that, because I think Ola would lose his marbles and put them in place. Do we feel out of place? I only feel like that among people who act groups of people who act like they're better than me, because I feel like a lot of people here like to brag about their societal class they're in. Like, you know, you got the less fortunate, you got, you know, poverty, I guess that's the same, and then middle class, and then upper class. And I hate being like that.
Then you got people like this that just park on the side of the road.
It's kind of busy here in Loli'i. It's a little function going on. Anyways, yeah, it's just because of that, some people treat us and act like they think that we think we're too good. which we've never tried to put off that energy. We are not better than anybody. We are just doing us and trying to live life to its fullest. But people do treat us, some people look at us like, oh, they think they're all that because they have money or they can eat out. Which, yes, we've been fortunate to be able to eat out on occasions like today. Today is something we don't do all the time. We don't go eat out every single meal or buy snacks. No, we try to save. Being realistically, we're parents, you know, we have to afford our lives. So this is not something that happens often. But people look at us and see, when they see us at restaurants eating out, they're just kind of, they give you the side glare like, oh, you think
but they're
you're
eating
better
at the
than
same
us.
restaurant.
Yeah,
too.
it's just weird.
But it's just, yeah.
Yeah, mildly discriminated. I am discriminated the most. I am the white girl. I am the, oh, she doesn't know how to do anything. Oh, she doesn't understand. Oh, she wouldn't relate. And I'm just like, I was raised Samoan. I feel like I was raised more Samoan than American. I knew a lot more Samoan things than American things. Living and growing up in America. It's a weird phenomenon to try to explain even to friends I've had in the States that weren't of our culture or of our just community. It's hard to explain some of these things. And then to come here and people treat you like, oh, she's a fake someone. Like, I'm sorry that I was born in another country and afforded a different type of lifestyle, but it was not without its own trials. It wasn't like I had a bougie life. No, I witnessed trials and stuff there. Ola is treated like a local sometimes or a criminal, which isn't fair either to him just because of how he looks. So it's, yeah, there's a lot of discrimination here. What is our response to all of it? I choose positivity. When I hear people talking crap in Samoan, that's my secret weapon, is I understand. Why entertain the thought of responding to them? For what? What is the purpose? To put them in place? Nah, to me, it doesn't bother me as long as you're not physically trying to harm me, plotting to do any of those things. And I'm not one to sit around and be in contention and cause that kind of drama. So I just separate myself. Whereas Ola, he's ready, he's down, he's with the smoke. Try Jesus, not Ola, because he don't care. But I keep telling him, we don't know how these people operate. You get into it with one person, you have 1,000 other people behind them just because they're nosy, and just because they'll take a Samoan from Samoa's side over a Samoan from out of the country. So it's weird. But my response is peace. Get away from that. I don't want my daughter to be exposed to that kind of drama and that kind of nonsense, because there's already a lot of hate and bad stuff in the world. Why keep adding more to it? So, moving on. How is it living in Samoa? In general, it's okay. I mean, it's not our favorite. We're not used to being on an island. There's constant challenges, for us at least, to get used to.
I think the hardest part is just being away from all our family and friends.
Yeah. It's not like you can take a quick, cheap ride over to visit.
It's just, for the most part, it's not bad at all. But if I was to ever leave here, I mean, when we do decide to leave here, we would come back just for a vacation. But as for living, this is not our cup of tea. Like,
no.
Can't be that far away from family.
And the other question that I dropped is, will we ever go to American Samoa for a holiday? If it's sponsored, if it's free. It's too expensive. It's out of our budget right now, unfortunately. And like Ola said, it's just another island. And he don't want to go to another island. So, no. We probably won't. I would love to go to see the Cost You Less. It's like American Samoa's own version of Costco. Oh, it's like, I would love to go there because I love Costco. Cost You Less. It's another wholesale bulk buying store, and I don't think there's anything I would.
It's not food for less. It costs you less.
Yeah, but it costs you more.
Costs you less, but spend more.
Yeah, so not anytime soon, unless we can afford it or have any real reason to go. We wouldn't go anytime soon. All right, you ready for Happy Nappy?
At the end of the day, it is. If it's free, it's me.
And if we can take baby.
Yeah, that's another thing.
Yeah, we're a unit. If she don't go, we don't go. So yeah. All right, you ready for Happy Nappy?
Yes. Gang gang.
CO gang.